Hello and welcome to Jamie's qtfuze demo. This is how to basically get stuff into Final Cut, back out to color, and then back out to DaVinci, basically for me. So here it is. Okay, so qtfuze is for the times when you want to make dvcproHD media for someone to edit on a laptop who hasn't got ProRes or something like that, and then they can go away and do it, and you can quickly from the original R3Ds relink to that and make a higher quality stuff on a faster computer with ProRes or with uncompressed media. So double click on qtfuze, it comes up with a Jamfuse style dialog. Where are your R3D files? So this is the top level file. It will make the QuickTimes searching down the folders till it makes them. There's a destination folder which I've stuck as dvcproOut here. 1280x720 for dvcpro, dvcpro 720. It's taking the metadata from the camera, no burn-ins, and that's for an RSX look if you've got one. So to apply a look to the whole setting. Okay, so that's gonna go away and do it if I click go, but I've made some earlier, so I'll cancel that. Here they are. So these are dvcproHD files, 1280x720. There we are, marvelous. Okay, so that's all we need to know about that. So your Final Cut person would edit with those files. So let's do that. I'm just going to import that one file and edit it. So we'll go to the desktop and the dvcproOut folder, which is there, and the rushes. I'll pick that first one. So there we go. So I'm going to pick an in point there, pick an out point there, and edit it into the sequence. And then I'm going to pick an in point there, out point there, and edit that. One shot chopped into 4 bits. Okay, which will play perfectly fine on this Mac, and will also play perfectly fine on laptops because it's quite a low overhead codec, the DVC Pro one. These were rendered out in qtfuze's normal settings for dvcproHD, which is quartz debayer at 1280 with some detail added, and it took 1.1 times the amount of duration. So if you've got an hour, it'll take 1.1 hours to do. So that's not bad. It's pretty much close to real time. If you add burn-ins, I suspect it will take longer, but I haven't in this case. Okay, so there we are. There's somebody edited away brilliantly. And then now the next step we need to do. Okay, so this folder here, proxies, has nothing in it whatsoever. It's waiting for me to do this proxy generator command. So we double click on this, and then I drag the R3D folders where they live, and they live in here, FCP demo. There we are. Now we're in the proxies. We have all those made very quickly, and these are the medium proxies, the _M, so half res basically. Was it 1024 quarter res maybe? Whatever, it's the _M one. Okay, so now in Final Cut, what I have to do is I have to relink this sequence, essentially a reconnect media it's called in Final Cut. And I'm going to locate the proxies folder that I just made, match name and reel, reconnect all files, go. That will reconnect our whole sequence. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to change the sequence preset size to 1024 by 576, custom square pixels, red code. Okay, so now you get something with a big red line and the right aspect ratio, but a strange size. Okay, so here's the next trick. You right click on that sequence and say send to color. Name your sequence something sensible. And there's a few tricks in here you need to do. So in the project settings, you need to change the resolution preset from custom to 1920 by 1080, and it asks you, would you like color to automatically scale your clips? And I say yes. And then you need to pick the QuickTime export codec that you're interested in. RGB if you're going out of the AGA 444 into an SR or something. 422 if you want to stay in ProRes and you're happy with that. I'm going to go 10-bit 422 because that's the biggest my little discs can handle. And the other things to know about is in the user preferences, it's enable proxy support. If that's at half resolution, it seems to be half debayer, which for this purposes is fine because I'm doing it for television. If you want it full on, untick that, it would seem. I could be wrong about that. If I am, let me know. So next point, you would take all your clips and you need to render them out, and so you add selected. But first I'm going to do something to the grade to let us know that we've done it. So I'm going to access the red tab. So as you can see, I can do stuff with this. So it is the R3D I'm accessing. Going to be red space and PD log 685 and changing the exposure. Okay, so all of these work as well. We can change the exposure there, gains, Kelvin, saturation, and all that kind of stuff. So I'll bump the saturation up a little, and there we are. Okay, so now I'm going to add all those to the render queue, and I'm going to start the render. So add all and start render. Okay, because we had that resolution proxy thing ticked, I think it's doing it as a half debayer, like half high. Okay, and then we're going to go File, Send to Final Cut Pro. And that gets a sequence 1 from color. Remember, it'll still have in its settings 1920 by 1080 because that's what it comes back from for color. So if you double click and view at fit all, you can now see it's the right shape, but I've got a grey bar because the media we're referencing is 10-bit 422 1920 by 1080, and it's had access to the red parameters, so I can get a better looking render out. It plays fine, and that's it. That's all we need to know. Okay, so this is a way of getting 10-bit QuickTimes from somebody editing dvcproHD with access to the red tab. So I would probably either do camera RGB and 709 color space for my work because I'm in television, maybe with a little bit of an exposure adjustment just to make sure I've got the highlights protected, and that'll be it. Play it out to tape or to hard disk and jobs are good. Okay, bye.